So this is my x1, this is my y1, and this is my x2, and this is my y2. So the distance equals the square root of x2 negative the square root of 5 minus x1 plus 2 the square root of 5, everything squared, and yes, and plus 4 the square root of 10, but minus the square root of 10, and everything squared. If you get a negative number here, I will not even look at it, because these two are quantities that are squared, and there is plus between the two of them. So if you write that the distance equals negative 3, the square root of negative 3, I will put 0. Because this is always a positive number because it's squared, and this is always a positive number because it's squared, and there is plus between the two of them. So this quantity could never be negative. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So now the square root, 2 apples minus an apple is an apple, plus 4 apples minus 1 apple is 3 apples. And now I square, and I get 5 plus. This is 10, but this is 9, so plus 90. So D equals the square root of 95. If I divide by 5, I get 19. So I can't do anything, right? So I cannot further simplify it. So now the midpoint. I'm adding these two, so it's negative 3 the square root of 5, but divided by 2. And then I'm adding these two, so it's 5 the square root of 10 divided by 2. So this is the midpoint. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Let's go back to 15 on the same page. The square root of 125 x to the third minus 3 the square root of 20x cubed. And then we go back to 93. We're asked to simplify as much as possible. So let's work on this problem. Can anyone give us the first step? $125. Good. X cubed. 20. Very good. X cubed again. Excellent. Good. If it's easier for you to rewrite it in order to see it, I would do it. The square root of 25 times the square root of 5 times the square root of x squared times the square root of x minus 3 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 5 times the square root of x squared times the square root of x. If you need this intermediate step, please use it. And now, please simplify this for me. Assuming all variables are positive. Otherwise, I need absolute value. The square root of Very good. Minus. Now this. 2 from here, multiply by 3. 2 multiplied by 3 in front. 6x, the square root of 5x. Now I look carefully and analyze and make a decision whether these two are like radicals. This portion has to be identical in both. Is it? So 5 apples minus 6 apples equals negative an apple. Okay, let's work on 93. Any questions, please direct them to me. Any questions? Say it again. Which term are? Yes. So this is x, and this is 5. And I can rearrange the factors in a product as I like. 5x times this times this. Is that enough? Okay. So we're working on 93 now. Okay, ready? 50, 25, 98. Very good. Good. So this, if you want to write the intermediate step, you can. 2 times the square root of 25 times the square root of 2 minus 3 times the square root of 25 times the square root of 5 plus the square root of 49 times the square root of 2. Okay, then. How will you simplify the very first one? 10 the square root of 2. How will you simplify the second one? Minus 15 the square root of 5. And the last one? Which two I can combine and the other one is not like radical? So I can add these two, but I cannot add this one. So 10 apples and 7 apples, this is 17 the square root of 2, but this is minus 15 the square root of 5, and this is it. We cannot combine the square root of 2 with the square root of 5. Any questions so far? I'm sorry? I just copied 15 the square root of 5. Good. So let's look at same page. Number 100. Better 96. Same thing. 96 on page 646. The square root of x minus 3, everything squared. Can anyone give us those? How many quantities will you give me? How many quantities will I have to write? We made a contract on this 3 months and a half ago. In August. It was August when we made the contract. So how many terms? But it popped up every day. How many? How many quantities will you give me first? No. Yes, of course. So the first term squared.
Oh, okay.
Minus 2 times the first times the second. Plus the second term squared. Good. Okay, let's look at.
Just to clarify, I said 4 because I had the -3 minus -3. Like I didn't simplify it.
Oh, okay. So the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3 divided by the square root of 2 plus the square root of 3. Rationalize the denominator, please. In order to rationalize the denominator, we have to do what? So make sure that we are all on the same page. Multiply and divide by the reciprocal of the conjugate of the denominator, which is square root of 2 let me know when you're ready. Can anyone dictate the denominator, please? Very good. 2 minus 3. Can anyone dictate the numerator, please? So the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. Minus the square root of 6 minus the square root of 6 and plus 3. If you attempt to simplify 2 with 2 and 3 with 3, it will be a catastrophe because we are not allowed to simplify terms, right? We know that. So this is then 5 minus 2 the square root of 6, divided by -1, which changes into 5 over -1 minus 2 the square root of 6 over -1. Good. Any questions on rationalizing? Any questions? Okay, let's divide two complex numbers. Let me see if I find a problem here. Yes, problem 30 on page 648. which is 1 plus 4i divided by 1 minus I. Can anyone give us the idea? We need to multiply and divide by. Very good. And the denominator will be I squared, and we can wait. Now the numerator, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times I, 4i times 1, plus 4i times I is 4i squared. That can wait. Now what do I have to replace and by what? I squared gets replaced by negative 1. Very good. Excellent. Very good students. So now the numerator is 1 plus very good, and then minus 4 over 1 minus negative 1, which is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So then I have negative 3 plus 5i over 2, and normally we have to separate it. Okay, 29. 4 plus 3i everything squared. How many terms will you give? And please do not say 4. And please do not say 2. And please do not say anything else but
3.
just remember 3 months and a half. After 3 months and a half, we should be able to remember this, right? Okay. So can anyone dictate? Plus. Multiply 2 and 3 and you get 6. 24i plus 9i squared. Now I have to replace this by, so this is 16 plus 24i minus 9, which reduces to 7 plus 24i. Any questions?